Good morning, YouTubers. T Squared Talk. I hope everybody's having a great day. Today it is Monday. I'm filming this video late Sunday night, early Monday morning. And got a good video, I think, planned out. I actually did a little bit of reading on what the trending topic is on YouTube, and so I wanted to kind of hit one of those just to try to work with the algorithm a little bit. If you guys enjoy the video that we're going to give, please be sure to hit that thumbs up button. If you're not subscribed, help me out by hitting that subscribe button. It's the ultimate thing you can do. And leave me a comment, because what we're going to talk about, if you have a question, it's best that I get the question in a comment, because then I can reply back to it, or I can do a video on it. Because the topic that we're going to do today is, first, we're going to talk a little bit about gold and silver, why it's going up, gold and silver for beginners. But that's not going to be for the average person that watched the channel. If you've already been watching the channel for a while, you understand the beginner's aspect. That's why towards the end of the video, I'm going to be talking a little bit more about why I think the price is going to turn around, why it's a given, almost 100% in my opinion, that we're going to see a jump in the price of precious metals. If you guys enjoy the video, please hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and leave me a comment. Okay, so let's jump right in with the silver for beginners. So gold and silver has been money since the beginning of time. And the reason a lot of people are kind of waking up to it is because we've kind of been dumbed down, especially here in the United States. Ever since they took gold out of the money, they took silver out of the money, people don't really view it as money now. We view paper as money. And the way they did that, they started off giving you what's known as silver certificates, and basically explain to you that, oh, it's as good as silver. We hold the silver, but you get all the benefits with a piece of paper. And the fact of the matter is, over time, they abused that. They basically printed more money than there was silver and gold to back it. And that's why now we're seeing the price of precious metals go up, because people are getting nervous about how much money they're printing. We're now $35 trillion in debt here in the United States. It's unsustainable. If this was your household and you continue to spend more money every week, every month, than you actually take in through work and whatever you do, then it's inevitable that you will go bankrupt. And, it will go on for a while. You'll start substituting, put some money on credit. If you're smart about it, you'll charge some stuff. And I say if you're smart about it, because you're going to want to kick the can down the road. The average person is going to they're not going to file bankruptcy the first month. They're going to kick the can down the road, and they're going to put it on credit. And that's exactly what the government is doing. But their credit is it keeps growing and growing. And $35 trillion, at this point, there's no way they're paying it back. Just like if you got in the hole $1 million and you're only making $50K a year, you're probably not going to be able to pay it back. But the banks are not going to let you go that far in debt, because they're just going to keep sending you late notices. Eventually, they're going to cut off your lines of credit, and you're going to be SOL. You won't be able to charge anymore. And that's kind of where the United States is starting to move to, because the way the United States charges and funds its expenditures is through bonds. And as they print more money, they have to make more bonds. They sell these bonds to other countries. And now a lot of people are getting away from treasury bonds. They're slowly selling them off. You take a look at Japan, that sold a bunch because they had to pay, all their bills. China, who's selling a bunch because they're trying to de-dollarize little by little. Russia, well, they lost all theirs, obviously, for the reasons that everybody pretty well knows. But we're not going to get into politics in this video. And multiple other countries that just don't want to hold the dollars anymore. They'd rather just do trade with other countries. The only reason they would want dollars is that they're buying something from us directly. And quite frankly, we don't produce as much as we used to produce. That's why our debt is more than our GDP. And that starts worrying people. And the last people to realize it are going to be the people that are here in America, here in the United States. Why? Because we get propagandized. I don't know if that's the proper word, but it is. They give us propaganda stories about why the dollar will always be on top of the world, why the dollar will always be the #1 world reserve currency. And they're not going to tell you the truth about what is going on, that people are starting to get nervous. They're buying less treasury bonds. They're buying less CDs in banks. They're buying less of a lot of different stuff. And little by little, I'll be honest, some of these people that I talk to, they're holding cash. They think that, holding cash is going to be a safer play. But they're watering down the dollar. So even if you're holding dollars in the bank or dollars under your mattress, it doesn't matter. They're becoming worth less and less. And that's where gold and silver come up. Gold and silver are commodities. As they print more money, it makes the dollar bills worth less money. That doesn't just go for dollar bills. It goes for all fiat currency. The more they print, the less it's worth, whether it's ones, fives, tens, hundreds, whether it's dollars, euros, Canadian maples, whatever. The more they print, the less they're worth. And the less something's worth, the more of it you have to give when you go to buy something. If I was going to give you dirt for something that you just made, you'd probably want a lot of dirt. Why? Because dirt is pretty well worthless. Yes, I know people will buy truckloads of it and have it delivered for projects or whatever the case may be, but it's relatively inexpensive. It's not as pricey as gold or silver. You're not going to get a truckload of gold or a truckload of silver delivered to your house. So the less the dollars are worth, the more you'll have to give to get something of value. And that's why we're seeing a lot of the prices go up. Now, here's a secondary problem with that. Because we owe so much money, we've created so much money, the debt, $35 trillion, is pretty expensive at the current interest rate of 5.5%, which means the federal government can't really barely afford the interest payments. And what are they going to do? That's where problems come up now. Now, most likely, they're going to lower the interest rate. Why? Because they can't afford to keep paying these interest rates. Now, I want you to think for a second, you got a credit card and you have $10,000 charged on it. If the interest rate is 25%, because that's kind of the going rate for a lot of cards now, unfortunately, it's crazy, 24.99%, and they shave off 5%, that's really only 20, it's only, well, I got to be careful how I word this, 25% of the interest rate that you're currently paying. 20%. You go from 25 to 20. The federal government sitting at 5.5% interest, if they shave 0.5%, that's almost 10% less interest that they're going to pay every year. But I don't think they're just going to stop at 0.5%. I think they're going to start bringing the interest rates even lower. But as soon as they start lowering the interest rates, what you need to understand is a lot of people that are holding treasuries aren't going to like them as much. Why? Because now their treasury bonds aren't paying them 5.5%. They're going to be paying them 5%, 4.5%, 4%. The less they're paying in interest, the less likelihood is they're going to want them. And then they're going to take their money out and they're going to move it into something else. Now the question is, where do they move it? Options. You got stock market, which a lot of people like to invest in. You've got cryptocurrencies, which a lot of people like to invest in. You've got commodities like oil, cotton, silver, and gold. Now, silver and gold are unique because silver and gold are one of the few commodities that you can buy and literally store. I mean, you can't go and store $100,000 in cotton or $100,000 in corn in your backyard. You can't do it with oil. You can't just have them start filling your swimming pool with oil, or the EPA is going to come out and pay you a visit. And that's where precious metals come in. And that's why we're seeing precious metals already start to rise. Because in September, when the next Fed meeting comes around, chances are they're going to lower interest rates if they don't do it sooner. Now, the sooner part is up in the air. Some people are saying they're going to do it sooner, but I think that's a carrot that they're dangling to try to convince you that, oh, the interest rates are going to come down. Go ahead and take your dollars and put them in Bitcoin or whatever. They don't want you to invest in precious metals, though, for some reason. Obviously, because they want to hold it for themselves, but we'll get into that too on a secondary video. But now that you know the options of where you can put your dollars, now you've got to think about what's likeliest to go up. You've got the stock market where the United States is pretty well headed into a recession. If the economy was good, they wouldn't really want to lower interest rates. But they have to lower interest rates because they know the economy's bad and they know they can't afford the interest that they're paying on the $35 trillion that they already own. So I wouldn't want to put my money in the stock market if it were me, with the potential of a recession. Now also, you got to take a look at what's going on in the housing market. Houses are way overpriced right now. You're not going to want to put your money in a house. Some people will say they're only going to go higher in price, and they may go higher in price, but it's a more likelihood that we'll see it come down in price. And when that happens, because if the economy tanks into a recession, houses will come down. A lot of stuff will come down. Cryptocurrencies and silver. Now, silver, gold, cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever. You've got to look at a few different things. A lot of people want to try to explain to you that, we're going to compare for a second Bitcoin and gold. Well, gold is the same thing as Bitcoin, they're going to tell you. It's just digital gold. Here's the difference that people don't understand. Yeah, they're both limited. They're both scarce. There's a finite amount of both of them. So far, it's some good points on Bitcoin and gold and silver. But here's the problem that people aren't seeing. Gold has fundamental use. People need gold, whether it be a wedding band, whether it be a cell phone, whether it be a new, engagement ring, whether it be a new computer, whatever. People need that. With something like Bitcoin, it's the energy to make it has already been consumed. There's not really a purpose once you hold it. Now, I know some people will say it's proof of work, but the work has already been done. It would be like digging up gold only to put it back in the ground. It's pointless. With Bitcoin, the work has already been done, the labors, and some people will disagree with what I'm telling you. There's no tangible material, there's nothing tangible about it. Now, a lot of people also like gold and silver because preppers. As some major event happens and chaos sets in, you can't get your money out of the bank. Well, clearly, if you can't get your money out of the bank, you're not going to be able to get your crypto out of your crypto wallet. And there lies a whole nother problem. With gold and silver, you can just trade the actual coin like what you see in front of you. And they're pretty coins. I have them actually all facing forward today in today's video because I wanted you guys to see the different designs, how cool they look when you see them. It's not just the gold or the silver. It's also the designs. It's a collectible. Some people will say collectible, but you have to understand it's not necessarily a collectible. It's what it's made out of. Almost like I had someone make me they made me a ring out of, I wish I had it right now, but I didn't think to get it. It's a ring, but it's made out of a $100 bill. It's a paper mache, I guess you can call it. I don't know what they call them. It's just, maybe it's origami. Maybe that's what they call it. It's folded up. It's a nice ring. I sometimes wear it on my hand. It's kind of cool looking. It's definitely something that people will ask me questions. Oh, that's cool. But I'm not going to break it up. It's $100. It's something cool, but I can break it up if I need it. It's not the same as silver. With silver, you have multiple uses for it, both financial and technical. Manufacturing. It has more uses. Because it has more uses, like I've always said, anything that has more uses has more value. Almost like a person. If a person can do different jobs, you've got one guy that's a carpenter, and that's all he can do. Okay, he has a set price that you pay him. But some people hire a jack of all trades. They're a carpenter, they're a plumber, they're an electrician. And when you're flipping a house, you need someone that can do a little bit of everything. It makes them a whole lot more valuable because they have multiple uses. Just like silver and gold, it has multiple uses. With Bitcoin, with other cryptos, it doesn't have as many uses. Now that brings us to our next point. Come September, the Fed is going to have a meeting. Once they have their meeting, they're going to decide at the end of September if they're going to lower interest rates. Now, September, it's a ways away. It's still about a month and a half away before we even have that meeting. A lot can happen in a month and a half. I'm hoping we don't see $26 silver to the member that I have a side deal with. But I've got to say, it's a possibility. But it's more likely, in my opinion, that silver is going to start to climb as that day gets closer. Now, there is a couple things, though, to think about. And this is what scares me the most about the price of silver right now. At the end of September, it's the end of the third financial quarter. We have charted this on the channel multiple times and proven it to be true that when a financial quarter ends at the 90-day mark, the 180-day mark, and the 270-day mark of the year, and at the end of the year, what happens? All those short positions have to cover. And that's where usually you see a big beat down in the price of silver. However, how much more beat down can it really go? People are starting to buy up silver. Industrial demand is still there. Granted, they put out this great story with gold that, China's done buying gold because it's gone up so much and they don't feel they're getting value. And then all of a sudden it comes crashing down and somebody comes into the market and buys all that gold up. And now we're back $40 away from the all-time high. And I believe China's laughing at us for falling for that. And so they said, hey, let's see how stupid they are. Let's do another one. Let's say we overproduce solar panels and we're pretty much going to have to stop making them because we've made too many. And you've got silver fizzling down. People getting scared. They're not making solar panels anymore. That was the number one use for silver. That was the only reason it's been going up. That ain't the only reason it's been going up. It's been going up because of inflation. It's been going up because people are scared to hold dollars. And once you realize that, and everybody wakes up to that, we're going to see silver and gold jump. There's so many things that I see right now that push silver and gold to a higher number. But unfortunately, other people have to see it too. But it's inevitable it's going to go higher. It always has. It always will. And that's where this video kind of winds down. Now you understand what's happening with gold and silver. And it's only going to go higher, in my opinion, as it always has. And if you are wise, you're going to take advantage of this opportunity because it's a good opportunity right now. We've got premiums down because people are scared. We've got premiums down because less people are buying because there's more headaches going on in our lives, I guess, with inflation, energy cost, all that stuff. And then on top of that, you have the premiums down with the spot at the same time, which makes it a good buying opportunity. But unfortunately, like I said, a lot of people are going to miss that opportunity. And hopefully you're not one of them. So with that being said, going to wrap up the video here. If you would like to become a member of the channel. It's only $1.99 to become a member. I'm going to start probably mentioning it at the end of every video because we are going to be having a silver giveaway video. And the winner of the next giveaway is going to have their choice of any ounce of silver that we have shown that day. And most of this stuff that you see in front of you will still be here. It just won't be as many because a lot of this stuff is stuff that I trade on a daily basis with friends, with family, with different people that collect. But I'll still have a lot of it. And whoever is the winner of this month's members only event, it's a free event for members, but it is $1.99 to become a member. We do a special event every month, and it's a lot of fun, and it's super easy. All you got to do is hit that join button below. Once you're a member, your comments that you leave on my videos will go straight to the phone, and I'll be able to see exactly what you said. If you have a question, I'll be able to reply back to it. I try to reply back to every comment, but the problem is now with over 3,000 videos, it's getting too hard to answer every single comment, even though I do try to. I literally answer a couple hundred comments a day, although the last couple of days I've had a lot going on and I didn't quite get that many. But the members, I try to make sure that I hit every single one. So it's another perk. Not only do you have a chance to win some free silver for $1.99 a month, but you also have your comments come straight to me where I get to answer them if you have a question. Now, I know not everybody can become a member. It's may not be the right time for them. They may have issues. They may not have a card. They may not have the capability. I don't know, whatever. I'm thankful that you're subscribed to the channel. I'm thankful that you're watching, you're hitting the thumbs up button, and you're leaving me comments. I do eventually catch up to the comments. I mean, some days I'll sit there and I'll just answer 1,000 comments in one day and go all the way back, you know. So it is something that happens, but I do talk about the membership a little bit more now because, you know, it's something at first I didn't want to ask, but more and more people like to get involved. I mean, I remember when we only had 5 members and we were giving away a free ounce of silver. People were like, dude, 5 members, that's $9.95 total for all 5 of them, and you're giving away a free ounce of silver. We do it for fun. We do it to grow the channel. We also have periodically subscriber giveaways. We also have big events when we hit milestones like 15,000 subscribers. We did a big one at 10,000 subscribers. We gave away a ton of silver, really. A lot of cool coins that day. Not literally a ton. A ton would be 2,000 ounces, but, well, no, technically a ton would be even more. 2,000 pounds times 12 ounces. I know somebody might say 16, but got to remember it's troy ounces. So with that being said, I'm rambling on. So thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I don't even know who's here at this late. Usually once I get done the topic, usually that's when some people leave. So with that being said, thank you all for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it gave you some good knowledge about what's going on, and I will see you guys again on T-Square Talk. Take care, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.